once again, this crew wanting to get it started right at 7:07.
First pitch,
so the first pitch of the ball game to Denard Span is outside.
58 degrees.
So Span, Tolbert, the switch hitter, and then Joe Mauer here in the first. Span 294 on the season. He was 0 for 4 last night. Bounces this one right to Derek Barton, and that's the first down. Take a look at the A's defense behind Brett Anderson for tonight's game.
Second baseman, number 20.
Holiday, Davis, and Cust in the outfield. Hanahan, Cabrera, Kennedy, Barton on the infield, and Kurt Suzuki is the catcher. So Brett Anderson delivers to Matt Tolbert, who takes a strike on the outside corner. Tolbert moved up in the lineup tonight, hitting second. Got a 2-run single in last night's game, which at the time gave the Twins a 3-0 lead, but the A's answered back.
Well, you mentioned Kurt Suzuki, and it's really a privilege to be able to catch these 5 youngsters in the rotation. He's catching left-hander Brett Anderson tonight. 11 start for Anderson. Suzuki has been behind the plate all but 1 of the previous 10. It was interesting where there's the other group of starters, but we talked about Brett Anderson, said it was his last. It was his best outing, which was his last, but it's coming off his worst. That was against the Texas Rangers in 4 innings and gave up 6 runs in that game down in Texas. So for him to bounce back the way he did, but that just goes to show you the work pitchers put in between starts. And of course, Kurt Young, A's pitching coach, working with these kids and down in the bullpen between starts. Month of June, very impressive for the starters.
The starters have won every game. Swing and a miss. So that's the first strikeout, and it's Matt Tolbert.
It's kind of nice that Anderson was able to get the right-hander between the lefties with Mauer coming up. Last night it was the 3 lefties against Outman right from the get-go, but there's a good breaking ball down and in that Anderson likes to feature to the right-handers after the fastball in.
So here's Joe Mauer. Mauer hit second in the lineup last night, but he's moved to third tonight. I think he'll do fine in either spot.
Put him wherever, but he probably would never go lower than 4.
Line drive, base hit to left field. He's a hitting machine, folks.
Well, and sometimes you think might as well just give him a single and let him get on base and go from there.
Save your pitches.
Yeah.
Roster move today, Chris Denorfia on the right. They called from Sacramento. Gregorio Petit sent back to the River Cats. So with Aaron Cunningham and what happened last night with slight concussion, he's felt like they needed an extra outfielder, so Denorfia is here.
We saw Cunningham sitting between the new father, Bobby Crosby, and Cunningham, of course, Bobby, the new Papa Crosby.
So the additions to the A's family are coming fast and furious, because we may have another one tonight. Is that correct?
Landon Powell came in as Crosby was there. Everybody congratulating him. Landon walked in and said, guess what?
Time to go.
Yeah, we're about face, and let's get home.
1-2 now to Justin Morneau.
What an amazing feat for last night for Josh Outman, because what a player. And Justin Morneau, of course, he's one of the most valuable player, but Josh Outman striking out 3 times, something that had not been done since 2004. The right-hander Daniel Cabrera did it with the Orioles. But Outman, Josh Outman, struck out 7 last night. Picked up his 4th win. Next time he takes the mound, he gets to put a bat in his hand when he gets back in the dugout, as he will be facing a National League team in his next start, and it means he'll get to hit.
Morneau had a big swing at a hanging curveball and just missed it.
I got him with a fastball first pitch. That was Justin Morneau. He knew it there. Then he got him a breaking ball the next time and a swing and a miss. And I don't think he liked this one. And Wally Bell had one of those nights.
That one's drilled to center for a base hit. So Justin Morneau with a base hit. Back-to-back singles by Mauer and Morneau.
And both those fastballs hit by the two lefties were up in the zone. Like a breaking ball that is able to foul off, but this pitch up, and this pitch hit very hard in the center field. And of course, mislocation is Suzuki. Watch him reach back. That tells you right there it's a mislocation. Wanted the fastball away, but not able to get it there.
Well, we talked about that on A's pregame live. The difference in left-handed hitters and right-handed hitters against Anderson.
Well, it's exact opposite of what we talked about last night. Outman against the lefties, how effective he's been.
And is it as simple as we've made it, where it's just his ability to pitch inside to the right-handed hitters, does not quite have that ability to do it to left-handed hitters? Is there more to it than that?
Well, I think it's a matter of hitting the location outside to lefties and maybe try to concentrate on one zone, and that's it right there. That would be inside the righties, outside the lefties. You try to change the direction to go inside the left-handers, and you don't get the ball down and in. Of course, left-handers are typically very good low ball hitters. But I think he's just missing location by trying to go in, leaving the ball out of the plate a little too much.
Jason Kubel is the hitter, and good breaking pitch there for a strike. Kubel with 7 homers and 31 RBIs. He's the designated hitter.
With these power guys, I think ideally, if you're going to go inside, off the plate, just to show, but a pitch outside of them, especially the open stance of Kubel.
That one just missed outside. So 2-2 is the count. Mauer at second, Morneau at first.
Probably afford to throw him 2 more sliders. Just try to get him. He'd chase, you'd think, as it gets deeper in the count.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Kubel didn't like the call, but a couple of strikeouts for Brett Anderson in the top of the first. Bottom of the first coming up. He's set to hit against Scott Baker.
Number 18, Orlando Cabrera.
Bottom of the first, no score. Orlando Cabrera is going to lead things off for the Athletics. He'll be followed by Kennedy, Cust, Holiday, Giambi, Suzuki, Barton, Hanahan, and Davis. And that is the A's lineup, brought to you by McDonald's. So Cabrera steps in. And a nice night last night. A couple of base hits. Also walked, was on base 3 times out of that leadoff spot. And he did not swing at the first pitch. So he takes a strike from Scott Baker. A's come in with a record of 26-30, and of course, the 7-game winning streak. Best record in the major leagues in the month of June, 7-1. Remember, they lost last Monday night in Chicago. That was June 1st. And they have not lost since. So June, again, being good to the Athletics.
And I think Jim Scaling, the A's hitting coach, is, I think, doing a very good job. And he said something, and doing an interview with him, and he said, I hate to use the cliche because it's used often, but kind of the swagger. But you see that with teams, players who are playing well, that little swagger of thinking that we're going to find a way to win. And it's a confidence thing more than anything.
Twins defensively tonight. Delman Young is in left, and Art Span in center. Michael Kadire in right. Joe Creedy in the lineup tonight at third, and then Brendan Harris is the shortstop. Matt Tolbert at second. Justin Morneau at first. Joe Mauer is the catcher for the 27-year-old right-hander Scott Baker.
See, the numbers for the right-hander. 11 walks in 59 and 2/3 innings. He actually has a 4-walk game, but 94-mile-an-hour fastball. It's that hole that Kennedy likes to hit into. Thing about Scott Baker, as he did with Cabrera, he likes to use the breaking ball, slider, and curveball to both lefties and righties.
Batting in the third position.
Kennedy first pitch hitting, got a fastball, and
number 32.
it might be the best pitch he sees. Get that uppercut hook swing into right field.
So the first hit for the A's belongs to Adam Kennedy, and that'll bring up Jack Cust. Cust with the home run last night that gave the A's the lead, and it ended up being the final score. Home run number 10 on the year for Cust. He's got 33 RBIs. Good swing there by Cust. Fouled it straight back.
Jack hit the home run last night. He made a very good point. And Ayala. Oh, by the way, that's Todd Stevenson, the A's third base coach. Is Mike Gallego. He is down in Southern California. It's his daughter's graduation. So, Todd, he was the River Cats manager last season. He has coached third base, but the first base coach, what a special night for him.
Just outside, and that first base coach is
Keith Lippman, the A's director of player development. Come on in, Lip, for the Major League Scout. And by the way, put a uni on, number 61, with your name on the back. Coach first base. Managed for 10 years, so he's familiar with the coaching lines, mostly coaching third. But Lip is at first, with Todd Stevenson moving over to third, where he has coached third base quite often.
To second base, and the Twins will turn the 4-6-3 double play. Side retired. On to the second inning from the Coliseum. Keith Lippman's Oakland A's and the Twins are scoreless. Top of the second inning between the A's and the Twins. Game 2 of this 4-game series. Brett Anderson, a couple of strikeouts in the first inning. He did give up a couple of hits. He struck out Jason Kubel with 2 on and 2 out. He faces Creedy, Kadire, and Harris.
Creedy first year with the Minnesota Twins. Of course, some back problems playing for the Chicago White Sox. It's been pretty good for the Twins, especially with a long ball. Some big home runs for them. Like a grand slam, walk-off. Excellent third baseman.
It's that one hard on the ground. Cabrera stays with it. Throws it across. So 1 out here in the top of the second inning. Well, the A's will host the Rockies Saturday, June 27th at 6:05. Before the game, it's the A's annual beer festival. Enjoy samples from over 30 different breweries, live music, and much more. Get a souvenir mug and 2 tastings for just $10. You must be 21 or over for the tastings. Admission is free with your game ticket. Call 877-493-BALL or visit OaklandAthletics.com for more information. The Beer Fest, Saturday, June 27th. Michael Kadire steps in. Kadire was 1 for 4 in last night's game. He drives that one to left center for a base hit. So that's the 3rd hit of the ball game for the Twins.
And once again, Brett Anderson leaving a pitch up to Kadire. I guess if there's one thing, ideally, if he could get the ball down a little bit more, especially with a fastball, that would be the best case scenario because the breaking pitches are down. So a good change up to Creedy that he fouled to the right side.
Well, here will face Brendan Harris, the shortstop. Harris was 0 for 3 last night, but he played a very nice shortstop defensively. So you were putting where the players were drafted, as it is draft day in Major League Baseball. A big day for lots of youngsters, and we'll talk more about that. Who the A's chose with their first-round pick. Eric Kubota, the A's director of scouting, is going to join us a little bit later on in the evening. Talk about the A's first-round pick and this year's draft. Line drive, that's a base hit to right field. Kadire is going to try for third. Cuss's throw is cut off, and it's going to be first and third for the Twins. So Michael Kadire never hesitated, and he made it to third. So first and third.
Hard hit ball, and a little surprised that he did go, but location missed. So twice now, a couple of hits. Jack with a strong throw. Looked like it was on line. And for some reason it was cut. It looked like, at least because he hit the cutoff man, it could have gone through to third base. And Jack Hanahan with a hit in his glove, maybe indicating he thought he had a chance to get it.
Hit hard. Cabrera dives, knocks it down. It rolls away, and it's going to be a hit for Delmon Young, and it's going to be a run for the Twins. So some hard hit balls in this inning off Brett Anderson. 3 consecutive singles. So Young picks up his 15th RBI.
Well, Young is always aggressive. It pitched down. It looked like Cabrera is going to be a perfect ball for him to feed to Kennedy for an inning double play. But a dive, and he couldn't come up with it.
So Harris at second, Young at first for the top of the order, and Denard Span. Span grounded out to first, leading off the game. Span has just 2 hits in his last 17 at bats. The whole Twins team has been struggling offensively. Before tonight, just 8 runs scored in their last 4 games. No home runs. They're on a 10-game road trip, and that's not necessarily a good thing for the Twins, because they have not won much on the road. They already played 3 in Seattle. They'll play 4 here in Oakland. And then they'll go to Chicago and play the Cubs for a 3-game series this weekend. Oh, 0-2 to Span. There's the slider.
All right, here's the throw from Jack Cust, and again, looked like it was pretty much on line. Watch the trajectory and where Cabrera was set up. Kind of on the inside, right at the grass, and like a 1-hop to third. And the key there is for the ball to be thrown low enough so the cutoff man can cut it, so it keeps the other runner at first. And it looked like that's exactly what it was. And so in that case, you let the ball go through and maybe take a chance to get the runner. But it did not happen. Big strikeout for Anderson. Good fastball outside and a swing of, oops, I'm not looking for the pitch. I'll see if I can make contact, and no such luck.
2 outs now, and here's Matt Tolbert, the switch hitter. Tolbert struck out in the first inning. Changeup catches the outside corner. So a run in for the Twins here in the second inning.
You see why Brett Anderson likes those righties, because he can get the fastball in a little bit more effectively, and plus he can throw the slider, the curveball down and in, which to a lot of the hitters might seem like coming in, good location, and then just disappears. Kadire was able to handle it, though, the fastball in.
Very high to center field and hit well. Rajay Davis back, and now he settles underneath it. Side retired. Twins get a run and leave a pair. Bottom of the second coming up. Minnesota 1, the A's nothing. A's Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet California is brought to you by Carl's Jr. The Portobello Mushroom $6 burger is back. At Carl's Jr., it's more than just a piece of meat. 1-0 Twins, bottom of the second inning. As Matt Holliday will lead it off. Holliday, Giambi, and Suzuki. Matt Holliday, 8 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Holliday was hitless last night, but still on a hot streak. 12 hits in his last 31 at bats. And he leads the American League in RBIs in the month of June. So no surprise, your cleanup hitter is hot, and the A's with the best record in the majors in June. Pretty good swing there, and he fouled it back, 2-2. Scott Baker has never lost to the A's. He's made 4 starts. 3-0 in those 4 starts. This one popped up. The second baseman, Matt Tolbert, drifts out on the grass. He's got it.
Batting in the fifth position.
3-0, 3 starts, and a 318 earned run average. Baker against the Athletics. Around the plate pretty much all the time. As most of the Twins pitchers we discussed do not walk a lot of batters. And in the case of the pitch to Holliday, a little bit low with the slider, but chased it anyway. Not able to drive it.
Changeup in for a strike to Jason Giambi. Second round in 1992 is when the A's drafted Jason Giambi. Denard Span racing in, and he's got it. 2 outs for the Athletics here in the bottom of the second inning.
Batting in the 6th position, the catcher, number 8, Kurt Suzuki.
But Kurt Suzuki will hit. Kurt was 1 for 4 last night, scored a run. 49th game that Kurt Suzuki has been in the starting lineup. And this is game number 57 for the A's. Pretty good numbers.
Yeah, he wanted the other 8 too.
Yes, he did.
Well, high compliment, of course. Anytime you hit a ball and you think you have a gap shot, maybe a double. He was talking about Denard Span. He said, "Did you see the guy cover the ground in the outfield?" And I said, "Yeah, we had a perfect look at it because our vantage point, we can see how the ball just kind of hangs up a little bit, and that's what happened. It hung up enough for Span to get to it." Woo!
One and 2 to Suzuki. Last year, Kurt started 136 games, and that was the most in the American League. And he's leading again this year. As Ray said, just the way he likes it. Total games played, 141, 136 of them in the starting lineup.
Well, he's able to maintain his weight and strength as the season progresses, and probably the end of the year, you look up and see his offensive numbers, also very impressive.
Chases a pitch out of the strike zone there, and second strikeout for Scott Baker. So the Twins with a 1-0 lead after 2. Over the A's, top of the third inning at the Coliseum. Hey, who was that? Bobby Crosby. All right.
And that's the extent of it. Warming up at pitcher between innings. He said he tried it before, and he said, I don't want to get back there. But they need someone. If there's one thing Bob Garrett is hopeful for tonight is a 9-inning game, and his catcher Kurt Suzuki is healthy for all 9. And otherwise, somebody's got to volunteer. But what Adam Kennedy did last night, he volunteered right field and made a great catch.
Yeah.
Remember we had a shot of Derek Barton in the dugout?
Yeah.
And I asked Derek, I said, what did Bob Garrett say to you last night? He said he asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable would you be in right field? He goes, 5?
Not enough.
4? But the thing is, when he said it like a question, are you sure?
Yeah, what number do you need to hear?
So Adam Kennedy said, give me my glove. I've been out there. I've done that. I'll do it. And he did it and did a great job, made a great catch in the game.
Back at second, though, right? Where he belongs.
See, Landon Powell did it the best when he was asked about first base. Oh, yeah, I can play first.
Played it many times.
Hadn't been there since high school, maybe, but did a good job and has done a very good job at first base. Got him. He's batted the lineup, and when he's been in there, he's been producing unbelievably. Which is great to see.
Two and two the count to Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer knows about draft day. Big bouncer, and Barton's going to race to the bag. He'll get there, and that's the first down. Our leaderboard brought to you by Firestone. Joe Mauer's on this list. Top overall picks since 2000. Adrian Gonzalez, the Marlins picked him. He's now with the Padres, and he's a star. Joe Mauer's a star. Some of the other names on the list, some good, some not so good. Justin Upton, Luke Hochevar, we've seen him. David Price. So it's always interesting, Ray. It's never a sure thing, that's for sure.
And Washington Nationals took Mr. Strasburg?
The big guy, Steven Strasburg. Delman Young knows what it's like to be a #1 pick. Nice play by Jack Hanahan. On the run, throws low, dug out by Derek Barton. So that's the second out.
That's a double star there. Jack Hanahan, great play to his left. Could not get the ball out of the glove, but once he did, and Derek Barton just called up last night. Throw it. But watch the stretch, the scoop by Derek Barton. Great split. A great stretch to get the out.
Adam Kennedy juggles, takes care of it, and that's an 8-pitch inning. And nicely done by the A's defense. Stick around. When we come back, we will tell you who the A's took with their first-round pick here in 2009. 2-0 lead, bottom of the third inning. The Barton, Hanahan, and Davis. So Derek Barton to lead it off.
Something happened to Denard Span. He is out.
Yeah.
Gomez is the center.
Carlos Gomez takes over. We'll let you know what happened to Span, if anything.
Yeah, last swing.
Yeah, maybe. It was not a good one. Barton fouls it back. Derek Barton got an at-bat last night. Fly ball out. So back in the big leagues for Derek Barton. Scott Baker has allowed 1 hit in the game so far. That was a 1-out single in the first. Had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the second. Got a couple of strikeouts. Now 3-1.
There's a changeup. His fastball and changeup come out the same way and kind of wraps the ball a little bit. Kind of a different type of delivery and releasing the ball, but as far as that last night, pitches were up, and one of them ultimately hit Aaron Cunningham, unfortunately.
Barton got a pitch to hit there, and he fouled it straight back. Count is full at 3-2.
Yeah, already very good to see him being very aggressive at the plate.
Another good swing by Barton. Derek Barton got off to a very slow start in AAA this year. But May came and he started to heat up a little bit. And then he was having a big month of June. He got called up. So the 93-mile-per-hour fastball fouled off of Joe Mauer. And you could hear that one.
Might have hit off the helmet and knocked his mask off. Jolted him a little bit. Still like the mask Joe Mauer is wearing. There's additional padding. See all the padding on the mask. That's important. Around the chin and the forehead.
Another foul ball. So Barton making Baker work. This will be pitch number 9 in this at bat. Strike 3 called with a breaking ball. So Barton strikes out. So draft day, this is the gentleman that the Oakland A's took with their first-round pick. It was the 13th pick overall in the draft, and they took a shortstop by the name of Grant Green from the University of Southern California. Saw his name a lot talking about the draft and some of the better players in that draft. So Grant Green, a shortstop. He was the 13th pick to the Oakland A's. So we wish Grant the best of luck, and well, we hope we see him soon, right?
Well, I hope he signs soon.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the A's took a middle infielder last year, Jamil Weeks from the University of Miami, and this year, shortstop Grant Green. This is the way the top 10 of the draft went. No surprise with Strasburg. Dustin Ackley, most people felt he was the best hitting prospect in the draft, out of college at least. He went to the Mariners. Giants had the 6th pick. They took a high school pitcher, Zach Wheeler. Drew Storen from Stanford went to Washington. So the Nationals had the first pick and the 10th pick, and they took a couple of college pitchers. So that was the top 10.
Not surprising what it tells you about the draft. First 10, 7 pitchers.
Yeah.
Everybody's always looking for pitching.
Can't blame them.
Yeah, it's true.
Line drive, left field. Delmon Young racing back, not going to get it. It one hops the wall. Young gets it in quickly, but Rajai Davis uses his speed for the double.
Now Rajai got a hanger off speed and stayed back, playing every day and hitting better. Hanging curveball at just 81 miles per hour. Looking for a little more distance to tie the game, but he'll take the 2-out double, see if he can score from Cabrera. But I run like that when I go to bed. I just dream about running that fast. It's the only thing I could do is dream. Never could.
Hayes, a chance to tie it up here with Orlando Cabrera stepping in. Cabrera struck out in his first at bat. So, Ray, you know how these gentlemen are feeling with the draft. You were a first rounder in 1965.
Don't think I was looking for $50 million.
Man.
I mean, it'd be nice.
Well, you could have asked for it, bro. Davis takes off, and he will steal third without a throw. Joe Mauer said, I have no chance. I'm not going to throw it.
Well, the only chance would have been to throw the ball in left field, trying to rush it. And Joe knows best. He wasn't even being held at second. So it's still a Macy's giving. And the only thing can help the A's in this case if there's a mistake made.
Baker from the stretch. Bounces one to Creedy. Creedy playing in. Flips to first side. Retired. A's strand Davis at third. We head to the fourth inning. It's the Twins 1 and the Athletics nothing. One nothing. Joe Creedy leading it off for the Twins. Creedy, Cuddyer, and Harris against Brett Anderson. Anderson has given up 5 hits and a run through the first 3 innings. The Twins have stranded 4. He has retired 5 in a row, including 3 up, 3 down, obviously, last inning. 0-2 to Creedy. That ball in the dirt. And if you're just joining us, to right field where Jack Cust moves over to his right.
And don't miss the fun of the Bay Bridge Series presented by the University of Phoenix Bay Area campus. A's host the Giants for 3 games. That's from Monday, June 22nd through Wednesday, June the 24th. Game time each night is at 7:05. Great seats are still available for all 3 games. Get tickets now at oaklandathletics.com. You know, the 3 games against the Giants here at the Coliseum will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And always great to have the big crowds come out for the series against the Giants. In support of your Oakland A's. Worst case scenario, you can sit by a Giants fan and say, we've got 4 world championships and you don't have any.
Rub it in a little bit.
Of course. Gives you a great opportunity. And you know they'll be sitting next to you.
Sure.
You know, people try to get the seats, but it's a great opportunity. And just also remember, tell them that Channel 89 is where you can watch A's baseball.
That's right. And what happened in 1989,
That's right. A sweep.
There you go.
So all good things happen. It's 20 years, and this is the 20th anniversary. We're going to have a reunion coming up shortly with some of the players coming back from the great 89 team.
Brett Anderson kind of falls off the mound awkwardly. Let's make sure he's okay. Looks like he is. Well, those games against the Giants, of course, that's a stretch where the A's will see the National League West a whole bunch of games in a row. Strikeout for Michael Cuddyer, so Cuddier's 0 for 2.
Great pitch, great scoop by Kurt Suzuki. Cuddyer with the ball bouncing, so he had to throw to first to get the put out.
Well, there is that stretch this weekend at the Giants, and then at the Dodgers, at the Padres. Come home, play the Giants and the Rockies. So that's a lot of National League West that the A's will see coming up real soon, starting this weekend.
You know, after the 4 games in Chicago, 1st through the 4th, A's do not leave the state of California for the rest of the month of June.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And that's with the interleague play staying within the division. We talked about the White Sox, similarly with the Cubs, and they're going to stay in the state of Illinois. Well, when you have interleague play and you stay within your own division, that can happen. Not when you play the East or the Central.
Well, and there's no question, if you're a West Coast team, the traveling is much more anyways. And then if you, like you said, add an interleague season where you play National League East or even the National League Central, it does make a big difference in the amount of travel you have.
Number 21.
And with the interleague, what, 13 years? That it's
97 was the first, yeah.
The A's have yet to go to Milwaukee's Miller Park. That's the only park around the Major League Baseball, and the whole idea was to go to every park, yet the A's have not visited there.
There's no reason I would want to go there. I only grew up there. You know what I'm saying?
And I played for it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, but and the new park we've never seen.
It'd be great. Maybe next year. It does go. Basically, change the opponent, the division opponent every year. And last year it was the East. This year it's the West. So hopefully next year it'll be the National League Central. That's the way it's supposed to work. Delman Young had an RBI single in the 2nd inning.
And in that inning, when Young came up and hit the first pitch, but it was Michael Cuddyer on the base hit by Harris to right field, who hustled to third base. And it turned out to be a run when Cabrera knocked the ball down on the base hit by Young. But if you think what was the result of that play, Span struck out and the fly ball by Tolbert. So if Cuddyer doesn't go first to third and the rest of the inning went the way it did, he wouldn't have scored. So that's the hustle getting at third base, scored on the infield hit, and it's the difference of the game.
Drive, right center, but Rajai Davis playing that way, and he's got it. Side retired. Stranded runner for the Twins. Bottom of the fourth coming up. 1-0 Twins. Bat in the bottom of the fourth, trailing 1-0 to the Twins. Looks like family night at the ballpark. Good looking group.
El Xavi jersey on is manhandling his little brother.
Probably not the first time, and it won't be the last time. There's more than two there. Yeah. So Denard Span left with dizziness. No, he is out of the game. Carlos Gomez in. Oh, 0-2 to Kennedy, takes outside. I started to say last inning. Eric Kubota, the director of scouting, is going to be joining us in just a little bit to talk about today's draft. Eric does a terrific job for the Athletics. So talk about the A's first round pick. He's in the press box. We know that. He's in the area. So when he's done talking to the reporters, he's going to come by. Kennedy with a base hit in the first inning. Fights off an inside pitch. Heads up for the Bat Boys.
You know, watching Scott Baker kind of look around the stadium and talk about outfielders familiarize themselves with balls off the wall and come in and as a hitter, the hitter's eye, but looked like Scott Baker was looking around to find out where the scoreboard was to maybe
miles per hour
reconfirm the strike ball or the velocity, and kind of looked around. But maybe that's something the pitchers have to do when they go into a park, and in case they forget the count.
Well, this may sound silly. I don't know if you do it. When I sit in a ballpark, you look around because each scoreboard is different. And you want to know obviously where balls and strikes are. Players are the same.
Especially if you can't remember the count.
I've been known to do that. Adam Kennedy hit. So he jogs to first.
But time now for Carl's Jr. in your face, and somebody way up in right field. Got a Carl's Jr. We hope not in the face, but a change up from Ayala last night. Game 3-3, and look where this ball lands. Way up in right field, and Jack Cust double figures first for the A's to get to the 10 home run mark. So he cut off his hair, did not cut off his power. And since he got the haircut in Chicago, he's had a couple of home runs. Jack is one who likes to look at the scoreboard and check the velocity. He's talking to Mike Paul, who's a longtime Major League player and now Scott in the Rockies organization, a scout. And he was saying that it seems like the scoreboard gun is, as he said, a couple of ticks high.
High? All right,
yeah.
That's good to know.
Because they're down below us with the actual radar guns. And so he had Josh Allen last night topping out about 92, 93 on his gun. So in a sense, that's good. But if you're a hitter and you're looking on the board, you see a guy throwing 94, 95, and maybe it's 92, 93, you kind of gear up a little bit extra. Maybe you don't need to. Jack Cuss last night got a changeup first pitch. And I thought what he said was interesting. He threw a changeup. I had not seen him, had not seen his fastball, so there was nothing to gauge between a fastball and changeup. So he was kind of thinking fastball, got the changeup, and crushed it. I mean, ideally, you like to throw a pitch, say something hard, so then you throw a changeup. The hitter has an idea what the velocity is going to be.
And Ray, am I correct in saying hitters are so in tune? They know the difference between 92 and 94,
exactly,
and 89.
Right.
I mean, they see thousands and thousands of pitches.
Sure. And I've known some stadiums where they control what the radar gun says because of that. They lower it or speed it up higher, just to kind of mess around with the opposing hitters.
Kennedy bluffs and does not go, and Cust fouls straight back.
And I thought Jack was very interesting. We were talking, remember, in Chicago when they put up all his minor league stats, and Jack said one of the worst is Miracle Park. They have so much information in left field on the scoreboard. He said, I'll look up for the velocity, and he says, they've always put your worst statistics up. Yeah. Guy is 0 for 50 against left-handers. Nothing positive about it. He said, but you're hitting, you look up, and you see all these negative things.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, but that's too much information.
That's pretty good. Well, I always think it's funny you see guys that aren't playing, pitchers, looking at the media guide.
Oh, yeah.
Media guys have a lot of information nowadays.
Jack at 240 pounds, 6'1".
Nice and simple right there.
That's it, yeah.
Height, weight, birth date.
It's the Diamond Vision boys. David Dodd, Troy Smith, always doing a great job in Diamond Vision.
Those two have been working together so long, David and Troy. They don't miss anything. Don't miss a thing.
Now that's just enough information right there.
Yeah,
average, on-base percentage, slugging.
Got to have the lineup.
Stolen base. How about Jack Cust? Got the 1 in the stolen base column. That's perfect.
Should be highlighted.
Yeah. Big circle around.
Pretty good swings by Jack Cust seen tonight, even though he hit into the double play in the first inning, but in this at bat as well. It's funny, Jack has not been doing a lot amount of hits wise, but he's making them count. He's got 3 hits in his last 22 at bats, but those 3 hits are all home runs, and he's knocking in runs. So the average may be sliding down, but he is still contributing. Swing and a miss. Good fastball down and in.
Good bat speed, just couldn't make contact. Great location. A 2-seamer inside part of the plate, but I think the most important thing is to see Jack swinging free and easy, just because of the back problem he's had in the last week to 10 days. And I think just as important, he's able to play right field and give Jason Giambi half day off, not on his feet at first. Derek Barton has already made a great play at first defensively.
Well, and I think too, Ray, if you look ahead, you're going to be playing in a National League Park a lot coming up, and you got to have Jack Cust bat in the lineup. And if he can't play the outfield, there's really no other place to play. Kennedy takes off, and he is out at second base. So Adam Kennedy thrown out by Joe Mauer, and Mauer made just about a perfect throw. right on the bag.
Well, they talk about size. Can he get up quickly enough to throw? Well, Joe Mauer just proved it. That is a perfect throw right on second base. Got the quick tag by Tolbert, popped the glove down, got the tag, and got it out. Straddle the bag. All things perfect in that situation, unfortunately for the A's, but good attempt. Baker ended up getting rid of the ball a little quicker maybe than what the A's had thought time-wise.
It's amazing when a catcher does everything right, and second baseman's there. Even a close play, it just looks nice and smooth, doesn't it? Good throw, put the tag down. He's got a gold glove, folks, Joe Mauer.
The batting title and a gold glove same year.
So 1-2 now to Matt Holliday. We'll be joined by Eric Kubota, the director of scouting for the A's, next half inning. A busy day for Eric and the rest of the A's scouting department. Holliday, a swing and a miss, so a couple of strikeouts for Scott Baker in the bottom of the fourth. We'll talk about the A's draft when we come back. 1-0 Twins. Of the next pick for the Athletics. They did not have a second-round pick. The third-round pick, number 92 overall, left-handed pitcher Justin Marks from the University of Louisville, the Big East Pitcher of the Year in 2009. So Justin Marks and Grant Green and Eric Kubota, the Director of Scouting for the Athletics, has joined us. Eric, thanks for stopping by. Your 8th year. Tell us about the two guys you got, starting with the first pick, Grant Green. We've certainly seen his name a lot and heard a lot about him.
Well, Grant Green is a athletic college shortstop who's been one of the top performers in college baseball for the last 3 years. Very top performer in the top flight summer leagues, and really one of the top prospects in the whole game coming into the year.
And Eric is the 13th pick the A's had in the first round. Somebody you're looking for is the guy that you wanted to get. I mean, you're satisfied with that particular pick?
We're very excited with this pick. I mean, we were excited that he was there and was there for us to take when we were able to pick.
Were you surprised? I know. I mean, his name, and again, it's all the mock drafts, but I saw some places where he was a top 5 guy.
Right. Now, we were pleasantly surprised, I guess, that he was there.
Eric, kind of explain, of course, we talked about the war room over in the big area where you have everything set up, and I was fortunate to be down there when you guys picked number 1. But what is the process in getting all the scouts together, and just the process of how you determine, and then as the draft choices are picked, what the determination is, how you go from there?
Well, we've been here for about a week. Our entire scouting staff has been here, and we've taken all the players that we scouted through the spring and we basically put them up in a preferential order. And when their names are picked by somebody else, we pull their name off the board. So we take, the best player that's left up on that board when it's our turn to pick.
So when you have this list, and obviously you have all these scouts that are in there, do you have scouts kind of pulling for guys that they've recommended to you?
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
Does it get a little heated at times within the group? Or not?
No, just the opposite. I mean, guys are pulling for each other.
Sure.
Each other as well. And
I shouldn't say heated. That's probably not fair. But guys want you to take the guy they suggested, right?
Definitely. I mean, each and every one of those guys put a lot of heart and soul into scouting those players. So they all want players, but at the same time, they want the best players for the organization, and they're extremely happy for the guys that did get their guys picked.
And in the third round, Justin Marks, the left-handed pitcher. Tell us about him.
Just a polished college lefty, 4-pitch mix. His fastball's up to 92. Was the Big East Player of the Year, Pitcher of the Year. Just a proven winner at the college level.
So the draft over for today. They do the first 3 rounds today, right?
Right.
Okay.
We showed the top 10. 7 were pitchers, 3 position players. Surprise there, or is it pretty much teams like pitching, or is it dependent on the team?
I think more it probably depends on the draft. And this year I think most people kind of felt it was a pitching-heavy draft, especially at the top ends of the draft. So, I mean, I think that was reflected in the way the draft went today.
Eric, when, let's say, the number 1 choice, how many different scouts watch certain players? For example, you select one. How many will ultimately see him to determine that's going to be the guy?
Generally, on guys we take in the first round, it's probably in the neighborhood of 7 or 8 scouts on multiple different looks. So we get a lot of looks at those guys.
What's a cross-checker? Kind of explain that.
Well, a cross-checker is a scout who goes out and sees the top players in each area scout's area. So they go all across the country, and that gives them the ability to compare players from area to area.
Oh.
Nasty pitch there. Joe Mauer strikes out. We'll talk more with Eric Kubota about the draft here in 2009 when we come back. Twins over the A's, bottom of the 5th inning. Giambi, Suzuki, and Barton will lead it off. And again, there is the number 1 pick for the Athletics this year, Grant Green, 6'3", 180 pounds, 21 years old. 160 total games for the Trojans. So 6'3", 180 pounds, kind of tall and lanky. Does he remind you of anybody, maybe body-wise or style of game? That's always kind of the thing, too. Who does he remind you of?
Yeah, kind of, I think back to a guy from my childhood, and he reminds me a little bit of Robin Yount, a tall, rangy shortstop who could run and was very athletic.
So you'd be okay if he turned out like Robin Yount?
I think we'd be all right.
Shortstop, center field, Gold Glove Hall of Famer. Started at age 19, his number on his uniform. Eric, the most important thing, without divulging numbers, you've signed or you've drafted Grant Green. What's the process in getting him signed, and I guess the quickness in which you try to do that?
Yeah, it's hard to say. Obviously, we would love to get him out as quickly as possible. It'll be a process that'll begin shortly, and we'll just see where it takes us.
Of course, the first overall pick in the draft, Steven Strasburg. From what everybody said, head and shoulders above everybody else. Eric, I wanted to ask you, do you wish you were the Nationals, or are you glad you're not the Nationals?
It's probably a double-edged sword. So, but we were happy with the guy we got.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
How much truth is there to the rumors about what Strasburg and his agent Scott Boras are asking for? Is that a little inflated, or do you guys hear about stuff like that?
It's really hard for me to say, especially because, I mean, really he was never in our mix. So
that's why you're happy to be with the Oakland A's. So because look at the starting staff. I mean, he may not be able to get in this rotation for 6 years.
That's right.
I mean, you spend all that money. He's going to be in the minor leagues, and then now he'll get a major. Is he asking for a major league contract? Maybe kind of, but it's kind of explaining the field, because we've talked about a player who signs a major league contract versus a player that you just sign and kind of goes through. What happens in that situation?
Well, when you sign a major league contract, there's a timetable that's automatically invoked, so to speak. I mean, you only have so many options, so that there's a certain amount of time in which they need to get here and be productive members of the big league club.
Risky, huh? A little bit.
Well, I mean, adds another variable to the development process.
Yeah. 2-1 to Derek Barton, and that's a strike. 2-2. So get a good night's sleep and get right back at it tomorrow, right?
Hopefully.
How many picks tomorrow?
We'll go through the 30th round tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So things move quickly now, right?
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
No clock?
There is a clock, but it goes pretty much as quick as soon as a guy gets a pick in, the next team is on the clock quickly.
Shallow left field. Delman Young is in, and we want to thank Eric Kubota, the director of scouting for the Athletics. Eric, thanks for joining us. Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Got to get some runs. Gosh. About a 14 pitch, 2 innings. Jeez. Thanks, Eric.
Sixth inning, the Twins with a 1-0 lead over the A's. Brett Anderson gave up 3 consecutive singles in the second inning, and that's how the Twins got their run. Justin Morneau drills one right center and deep, and that is gone. First hit for the Twins since the second inning, and it's a home run by Justin Morneau, his 16th of the year.
He hung it, and he hit it. 2 2008 home run hitting champion at Yankee Stadium last year. The pitch was supposed to be down and away. He hung it in his eyes, and he crushed it out very quickly out of the park.
You know what's interesting with Justin Morneau? Doesn't it look to you like he's a really good high ball hitter, and you usually don't see that with left-handed hitters? I mean, that's always the thing. Most left-handed hitters are good low ball hitters. So 2-0 Twins. And Kubel a line drive, and that's going to drop in front of Jack Cust for a base hit. 7 hits now for the Twins.
And he lifted his hands, went up and got the slider that was a hanger, and that's what it sounded like. That's where it landed.
Joe Crede.
I was just going to catch that ball. Go back and jump. I mean, he can jump. That ball he usually gets to, but it's too much on a line drive. You know, I was wrong. Eric Kubota was here for a full inning. There was actually 18 pitches thrown instead of 14. So
yeah, we wanted to dig a little deeper with Eric, but he's a busy man. But we appreciate him stopping by. Jack Cust a long run. Davis a long run. Cust is going to get there. He makes the catch. So Joe Crede is retired, and Kubel gets back to first.
These are a couple of names I want to look out for in the draft.
Right.
A couple of pitchers. Austin Wood pitches for the Texas Longhorns. And Mike Belfiore, who pitches for the Boston College Eagles. These two guys in a 25-inning game on May the 30th. 3-2 was the final. Austin Wood, 13 innings in relief. He pitched a no-hitter for, I think, 12. Gave up 2 hits. Threw 169 pitches. And Mike Belfiore, 9 2/3 innings and 129 in relief. In a 3-2 college game. Gordon Lakey, a good friend of the Philly scout, saw him in Texas. He said all these players should be signed.
Oh, man.
If they could throw 169 pitches in relief, 12 innings of no-hit baseball out of the bullpen.
Huh.
A game that took about 7 hours.
That's right. We were reading about that game when we were in Texas, right?
So the final game of the series.
So.
Or actually not. Yeah, it was right before.
It was I think it was the Saturday.
And we saw it. Sunday was the final game.
Yeah. We read about it in the Sunday newspaper. 1-2 to Michael Cuddyer.
And both catchers caught all 25. So sign those pitchers and sign the catchers.
Well, and it was a bit controversial. I mean, there was a lot of people who felt like, you know, the coaches of the university should not have let the kids pitch that long. Which, you know, that's an argument that goes back for, you know, college pitchers overused.
Well, and there's some pitchers and something like that. They sign. They say you're not going to pitch anymore this summer.
Yeah.
We're going to sign you. Go home and rest, and we'll see you next spring. Well, I think of one pitcher, Kurt Dressendorfer, who signed out, I think, at the University of Texas.
Yeah.
Great pitcher, but I think he's just worn out.
Sure.
And pitch on a Friday as a starter, pitching bullpen on Saturday. And, you know, it's just too bad. Some of the kids, of course, college programs are good. They want to win also. But it's kind of sad. Some careers maybe didn't have the type of careers they should have had because of it.
Kennedy charges, and they'll get Cuddyer, and then the tag, and that's a double play, right? Yes, it is.
No, he never did.
He didn't throw it. Okay. I thought he threw it. My mistake.
Kind of froze him. Cuddyer and Kennedy actually think he was going to tag Cuddyer, but Cuddyer stopped. And ideally, if he throws to first with Cuddyer stopped, quarter of the way to second base, that's where he could have gotten. Throw to first right now. He started to and then didn't.
Yeah, he fooled me as well, but I think if he does throw it there, maybe get a double play, right?
Yeah, if he throws to first, then it gets the runner, the hitter, Cuddyer, and then Kubel. You could get him in a run down or get him in second.
So Brendan Harris is the hitter. Cuddyer now at first. Movement by the A's in their bullpen. Casilla gets up. This will be pitch number 85 from Brett Anderson. So the home run in this inning by Justin Morneau. It's the 11th home run Anderson has given up on the season. A line drive right center field. Davis racing over to cut it off. Kadire headed for third, and they'll hold him there. So Brendan Harris is 2 for 2 with a walk. Well, first and third, 2 outs. Kurt Young's going to chat.
Well, Kurt Young, hopefully he's going out to say, hold him right there. We'll score some runs and get you a win. But a couple of strong hits by Harris, both to the opposite field. This time Kadire going to third without a problem. But there are 2 outs. And Anderson get the third out and hope that the possible double play, look like the A's could at least possibly have turned, doesn't come back to haunt them in this half inning.
Now batting, number 21.
3 hits in the inning, a home run and a couple of singles. Delman Young, who knocked in a run in the second inning.
Very aggressive, usually a first ball hitter.
And that one sliced down the right field line, and that drops fair. Kadire scores. Harris is digging around third. They're going to send him.
Whoa.
And no, they're not. He was being waved home, and then right at the last minute, he stopped. Scott Ulger is the third base coach, and he was way down the line. When I looked at him, he was waving the arm.
Well, first ball hitting, breaking ball, jammed him, and there's your A's hit the last 7 games when they've won 7 in a row.
Number 22.
Just inside the line. Great job by Jack Cuss getting into it and hit the cutoff man, but yeah, I thought he was going to be sent, especially with 2 outs.
Carlos Gomez, the top of the order, second and third. Brett Anderson needs to get Gomez and keep this a 3-0 game. He still have 4 at bats left. Line drive, and that's fair. It's going to rattle into the left field corner. Both runs are going to score. And Carlos Gomez digging around second. He'll stop there. That's a big hit for the Minnesota Twins, a 2-run double. And that makes it a 4-run 6th inning.
Down and in, and he's dropped the head of the bat. Last night he swung at a couple of pitches in the dirt, but this one kind of stayed up for him, and so maybe, well, right now the double play that looked like it could have been turned was not, and that's 3 runs.
So pitching change, Casilla coming in. The Twins have scored 4 times here in the top of the 6th.
Coming in to pitch for the Athletics.
A's nothing, top of the 6th inning. Make sure you visit the A's page on csncalifornia.com to vote in tonight's poll. It was featured on A's Pregame Live. Who do you think is the best hitter in the American League this season? Holiday, Mauer, Longoria, Ichiro, or Cabrera?
Yeah.
That's right, A, B, C, D, or E.
All of the above?
Look for the answer in tonight's A's post-game live. Well, it'd be hard to argue against Joe Mauer. Cabrera having the big year for the Tigers, and if you want to put it all into context, the Tigers are in first place in the AL Central, so you have to take that into consideration. But Joe Mauer, it's hard to argue with that. 5 2/3 for Brett Anderson, gives up 5 earned runs. And the runner at second, Carlos Gomez, is his responsibility. This is Matt Tolbert, who is 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Swing and a miss. Good sinking life on that fastball from Casilla. 5.75 ERA for Casilla in 19 games. He's given up quite a few base runners, 20 hits and 12 walks in 20 1/3. Pop up on the infield. Jack Hanahan squeezes it, and that'll do it. Twins score 4 times in the top of the 6th, so we head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 5-0 Minnesota.
Okay, Oakland A's fans, it's time.
Justin Morneau's home run in the 6th inning was just the start of a 4-run 6 for the Twins, so they lead 5-0 over the Athletics. Scott Baker has retired 5 in a row. He's given up just 2 hits so far, so he's been good as he faces Hanahan, Davis, and Cabrera.
And that was just pitch number 62, so he's been very economical with his pitches. He's not 5 hits last night, 2 hits on Sunday. If they picked up wins
on
them
both.
Yeah. Took advantage of some walks.
Well, the A's, if they're going to win their 8th in a row, it'll be a big comeback, but they have some time. On the scoreboard tonight, Toronto 9 and the Rangers nothing. So the A's get a little help from the Blue Jays. Hill hit his 14th, Lind his 12th for the Jays. So Adam Lind hit 2 home runs last night, hit another one tonight. So the first place Rangers lose, and the second place Angels win 4-3 against the Rays in St. Petersburg. Weaver the winner, Shields the loser. Jack Hanahan a bouncer to first. Morneau has it. He'll take it himself.
Now this year, when you can't be home to watch the A's on Comcast Sportsnet California, you can always check out MLB.tv. You can log on to the internet and watch every out-of-market game of the season live. For more details, visit OaklandAthletics.com, where baseball is always on. Always on for about another 105 games.
Yeah. Thought you were going to say 105 years.
Well, I'm sure it will be. It's just,
well, that's
may
right.
not be around.
May not be calling. The other team in the AL West, the Mariners, lost. Baltimore 3, Seattle 1. Ferguson the winner, Vargas the loser. Reimold hit another home run for the Orioles. He hit one here over the weekend against the Athletics. Nolan Reimold. So right now, with that loss by Seattle, the A's 1 game behind the Mariners for third place. I always feel like, yeah, you're trying to chase down Texas, but if you have other teams ahead of you, you really got to kind of do it one team at a time if you're the A's.
No, still the magical mark is 500.
Yep.
Regardless of what you say, it's very rare that you can win a division or contend when you are sub 500. Twins, and I want to say 87, finished just barely over 500, but won the World Series.
Now, who did the Padres? Was it
Cardinals?
82 and 80? And the Cardinals, I think, were 82 and 80, right? Yeah.
All you need to do is get hot in October. You just get into October and you play well for 11 games. You win 11, you're world champions.
Up and in to Rajay Davis. So the count 3-2. The Red Sox beat the Yankees 7-0 at Fenway Park. That's the 3-game series. How about that's season series this year? 6-0.
Yeah.
The Red Sox lead the season series.
David Ortiz, Big Papi with a home run to straightaway center. Somebody said. Is that right? Yeah.
So the Yankees can't be terribly happy about that, even though New York came into today's action in first place. But with that Red Sox win, the Yankees and the Red Sox are now tied atop the AL East.
That is interesting when David Ortiz, of course, has been struggling. Big Papi, going around baseball, but said, get your eyes checked. Never fails.
Yeah.
And there are times that they're correct in that assessment that maybe you need your eyes checked. He did, found out it had a little bit of dryness and was given some drops, but he said it always 20/20 was vision. But usually when you can't hit a curveball, they say get your eyes checked, and getting your eyes checked doesn't help. Hit a curveball.
Yeah.
It might send you home.
Well, plus, I mean, it's a guy who's gone from a perennial MVP candidate to hitting 200.
Yeah. Still think when you try to play through injuries, which he has had some injuries and surgeries, and you feel great when you're healthy. You get an injury, you start compensating for the pain in that particular injury, and you adjust the swing, stance, do whatever. Then all of a sudden you feel healthy, but you've lost what you had prior to the injury.
1-2 to Cabrera. Cabrera, a strikeout in the first, a ground ball to third in the third. So he's 0 for 2. It's it to the right side, right at Tolbert, the second baseman, who takes care of it. 8 in a row retired by Scott Baker. So we're headed to the 7th, the Twins with a 5-0 lead. Glenn and Ray comes from Michael in San Francisco. He says, last night when the right fielder Aaron Cunningham left the game, why couldn't Jack Cust, who was the DH, replace him? Make sure you log on to csncalifornia.com to post your questions. So, right? Aaron Cunningham left the game. Why couldn't Jack Cust, who was the DH, replace him? Well,
Could have.
he could. We may have been wrong. I may have been wrong on that. Wouldn't be the first time. The designated hitter may be used defensively, continuing to bat in the same position in the batting order, but the pitcher must then bat in the place of the substituted defensive player. So we weren't wrong.
Oh, no. No, yeah.
So it's just basically you can do it, but then you're going to have to use the pitcher in that spot.
Exactly. What had happened with the Rays just recently, the Rays had 2 third basemen. They had Longoria, and Longoria was supposed to DH, so they had to put Andy Sonnenstein in that spot, and Longoria was out. So DH can always go in. You just lose the DH essentially, and he goes in that spot, and the pitcher removes player.
So you could leave the pitcher and let him hit, or you'd have to pinch hit for him or something like that. So that is Rule 610. Pitcher must then bat in the place of the substituted defensive player unless more than one substitution is made, and the manager then must designate their spots in the batting order. So that's the official rule. Casilla a 4-pitch walk to Joe Mauer, opening up the 7th inning. The second walk issued by A's pitchers in the ball game. And Justin Morneau will now hit. Morneau, the home run in the 6th inning. It was to deep right center field. It was number 16 on the year. He swings and misses at that one. Morneau also singled in the 1st, his first 2 hits in the series.
Remember back in the early 70s when the A's wanted to win 3 world championships, it pinch hit for the second baseman every time his bat came. You had Dick Green, I think Ted Kubiak was part of it, but it had somebody hit, and say Green would go and play second. When his time came up, they'd pinch hit for him, so a second baseman never got to hit.
So you'd have to have
a lot of guys on the bench.
2 or 3 second basemen, right? Or guys who could play that.
And pinch hitters, that would do that. But that's also when you carried a 9-man pitching staff. So you didn't have as many pitchers, and some minutes the A's right now with 12. So it just leaves you 4 extra guys, one of which is a catcher, and you don't usually play him. So you're limited in what you can do pinch hitting wise.
I can't imagine that the guys involved in that were too crazy about it. Fastball just missed on the inside, so 3-1 to Justin Morneau with Jason Kubel in the on-deck circle. The Hall of Famer, Nick Williams. Mauer with his lead, a short one at first, and the ball's bounced. Kennedy far to his left, knocks it down. And that's one of those balls that has some top spin, and it picks up speed when it gets to you. See what the ruling is.
Well, it looked like he's trying to set himself up to stop, spin, and throw to second to get the lead runner. Right there, he kind of turned his back towards second base and figured he was going to go to second.
So it is a hit. So a walk and a hit here in the 7th for the Twins. And Jason Kubel steps in. So Morneau with 3 hits, and that's 11 now for the Twins. Kubel a strikeout, a ground out, and a base hit. Kubel hit for the cycle earlier this year. Did that against the Angels in April. Big swing, and he missed it. That one's hit to right, and that's hit a ton. That's going to be a 3-run homer, folks. Long drive by Jason Kubel. It rattled around up in the second deck. A 3-run shot, and it's 8-0 Minnesota. Looks like a fastball right in his wheelhouse.
95 miles per hour according to the scoreboard gun. A couple of ticks up or not. It's still a fastball to hit. Fastball he did hit. Great feeling to hit a ball that hard and know you could just start trotting and see how far it's going to go. The stairwell in right field.
So that'll bring up Joe Crede. So a couple of home runs for the Twins tonight. They came in 7th in the American League in home runs hit, so right in the middle of the pack. Crede is 0 for 3. A ground ball to short. Fly ball to right in the 4th, and then a fly ball to right again in the 6th.
This is a 2-strike swing, too. Tells you a lot, and just what a hitter believes to just wait, be patient, and especially with a couple of strikes. On a JK 238, Jason Kubel.
It's been a while since the A's pitching staff has got knocked around. Got to go back to the series in Texas. I think it was the Saturday game. The A's got beat up 14-1, but then they won on Sunday. Three and 2 the count to Crede. Still nobody out here in the 7th. And Jason Kubel, a 3-run homer. Count stays full. So Casilla taking his time out on the mound. Now he's back on the rubber. Another ground ball foul.
As again had Joe Crede playing third base. Said he was as good a third baseman defensively in the American League. Thought he'd win a Gold Glove or 2. So that was the time Eric Chavez was winning 6 consecutive.
Well, Bob Guerin's coming out, and he has made the point to the bullpen. So a difficult outing for Santiago Casilla. He gives up the 3-run homer to Jason Kubel. Springer coming in here in the top of the 7th.
We had a 3-game series at home against the Giants Monday, June 22nd. That's Monday, June 22nd. Game time is 7:05, and the first 10,000 fans get 1989 World Series replica Mark McGwire jersey. It's brought to you by Pepsi. Tickets are on sale now. Call 877-493-BALL. Big Mac, 49 home runs in his rookie season in 1987.
It was interesting, his career early on. The next year is when he really struggled, right?
Yeah.
And then he got back rolling in '89. Big Mac.
He hit a home run to win Game 3 of the World Series. Hit a walk-off. But after that, it was the Dodgers and 4 out of 5 against the A's.
On the swing by Michael Kadire, and that's a strikeout for Springer. So that's the first out here in the 7th.
Number 23.
Home plate umpire making that call also. And Fairchild did not move at first, unless he just nodded yes.
The old nod. Here's Brendan Harris. A's have not retired Harris tonight. That one's driven right center and hit well. It's a long run for Cust, and it's off the wall, picked up by Rajay Davis. Creedy's going to be held at third. Brendan Harris is 3 for 3 with a walk.
And all three have gone the same direction, right center. Well, a bit more direct to right field, but the last 2 to right center, including this one.
Number 21, Delvin Young.
Off the wall, right center. So what you like to see an outfielder play the carom perfectly. Of course, it takes some work to be in the outfield, and during batting practice early, maybe before the gates open, you see the outfielders working on where the ball comes off the wall. Played that one perfectly to at least at this point keep the runner at third.
Delvin Young is the hitter. Delvin Young's had a good night. Got a couple of hits, and both those hits have knocked in runs. A single in the 2nd and a double in the 6th. The Twins desperately need Delvin Young to get going offensively. Two and 0. A very tough time for Russ Springer, a veteran pitcher who's pitched in the big leagues for many, many years. And his last couple of years with the Cardinals before coming to the A's, he was terrific, but he has not been able to get on track with the A's. And you hate to see a veteran that has had recent success, you know, pitching games where it's 8-0, but what are you supposed to do? You got to try to get him going. The 3-0 pitch in there for a strike to Delvin Young.
That pitch is exactly where Russ and all pitchers would like to throw, down around the knees. Some of the pitches have been elevated by tonight's pitchers, Brett Anderson, and we saw Casilla, and when they're elevated, they become very hittable. It's good location out of the strike zone, but a swing and a miss. Unless you throw 95 to 100, you better not try to pitch up in the zone. You just do not have the success of the fastball, the mid to upper 80s and low 90s.
Another breaking pitch that Young taps foul behind home plate. Creedy is the runner at third. Harris at second. Young hitting in the 9th spot in the Twins order tonight. Driven to right where Cuss goes back. Backpedaling. He's got it. Creedy will tag up and score. Both the runners will move up. So it's a sacrifice fly for Delmon Young, his 3rd RBI of the night. And it gives the Twins now a 9-0 lead.
Number 22, Carlos Gomez.
So with 2 outs, Carlos Gomez will hit. So Casilla ends up with a tough line. A third of an inning. 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 earned runs.
You ever think that one time when, of course, they announced in the press box, here's the line for the pitcher, and you finally say, just bad.
Not good.
Forget about the numbers, just put down not good or bad. Get them tomorrow.
So the line for Casilla, not very good. Oh, 0-2 to Carlos Gomez. Gomez, a 2-run double in the 6th inning. He came into the game for Denard Span in the 5th. Span had some dizziness, I believe is what they said. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a high fastball. Side retired. 4 runs for the Twins. 7th inning stretch here at the Coliseum. It's 9-0 Minnesota. Up to speed with the AT&T Rapid Rewind. All Twins tonight. Justin Morneau in the 6th inning, his 16th home run of the year. That made it a 2-0 game, but there was a lot more to come for the Twins in that 6th inning. Delmon Young, an RBI double down the right field line. That knocked in a run. Carlos Gomez, a double down the left field line. That knocked in a pair. So it was a 4-run 6th inning. Twins were not done. In the 7th inning, 4 more runs. Jason Kubel, a 3-run homer. And then a sacrifice fly from Delmon Young a little bit later on in the inning. So it's 9-13-0 for Minnesota, 0-2-0 for the A's. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Bottom of the 7th inning, and Adam Kennedy steps in against Scott Baker. Certainly all the highlights of the offense for the Twins, and rightfully so. But Scott Baker's been outstanding.
Yes, he has.
A 2-hit shutout through the first 6 innings.
The way he's pitching tonight, you can see why he's 3-0 and 3 starts against the A's.
And he's retired 8 in a row. The 2 hits he's given up a single to Kennedy in the first and a 2-out double to Davis in the third. He has hit a batter, has not walked anybody. Grounded to the left side, and it's Joe Creedy, the third baseman, who takes care of him. So 1 out here in the 7th.
Right fielder, number 32, Jack Hust.
He started this run 11 games under 500, and best case scenario, win 11 in a row to get to 500. He's got to 7, and unless there's a miraculous comeback tonight, that will end a 7-game winning streak. And of course, always the key when you have a nice winning streak, you lose a game, you don't want to have a long losing streak.
Yeah.
You get right back to the win column and put another streak together, because it's very hard. The A's won 20 in a row. Well, just to think about all the things that happened for them to do that.
Yeah, and that's a major league record.
Exactly.
You can't count on that.
But even the A's winning 20 in a row, the Angels played just as well. So it wasn't as if you just ran away with from the pack because of it.
Cust hits a very high drive to right center, but in the ballpark where Carlos Gomez tracks it down. 2 outs here in the 7th. But at least, Ray, I think what has happened with the win streak, at least now 500 is it's in your sights. You know, when you're 10 or 11 games under, it's hard to even think about. But when you get to 4 or 5, at least now you're a win streak away, a good week of baseball away from getting to 500. The A's 26 and 30 right now.
And you're going to run into pitchers that you just tip your hat tonight. So far, it's a tip your hat to Scott Baker. Got an early run and then another run and then open it up, but all the while has been pitching very well, and the A's just with a couple of hits.
Edgar Gonzalez loosening up for the Athletics. Quiet night for Matt Holliday so far. High fastball on 0-2, and that will do it. Scott Baker has retired 11 in a row. 8th inning coming up, 9-0 Twins. Top of the 8th inning at the Coliseum. Chris Denorfia is now in the game in left field. So Matt Holliday will get the final 2 innings off. And a new pitcher, Edgar Gonzalez. Gonzalez's 4th appearance overall. He's made a couple of starts. 11 innings total, 12 hits given up with 9 strikeouts. So it's been Anderson, Casillas, Springer, and now Gonzalez. And his first pitch to Matt Tolbert is outside. Tolbert, Mauer, and Morneau. Left center, and that'll drop in for a hit. Kind of off the end of the bat by Tolbert. The Twins, as we've mentioned, have had a tough time on the road this year. They have just a 7-19 record. How about this? At Yankee Stadium in the middle of May, there's one walk-off. Next day, another walk-off. That was Craig Breslow, who's now with the Athletics. The next day, another one. 3 straight walk-off hits. 2 of them home runs.
It's not fair.
And that was part of a 6-game losing streak for the Twins.
Ron Gardenhire appreciates being reminded of those 3.
But that is part of their situation this year, just the 7 road wins. Still a bit hard to believe. Washington Nationals are 6-20 on the road. That's the fewest road wins in all of baseball, but the Twins are second. Joe Mauer is 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. And that's a base hit to left field.
That's another 2 for 4 tonight with a walk. A couple of hits last night. His average went from 410 to 413 last night. But that's a great illustration right there of why he's such a great hitter. The ball seemed like it was right on his hands, and at the last instant pulled the trigger and shot a base hit to left field. The head down, what a great swing.
But see, then when you watch it from that angle, it doesn't look like the ball was past him at all.
No, actually out in front of it, just stayed inside it.
He's special, folks.
24 to left.
Wow, that's amazing.
9 to right field. That 45 hits.
And remember, this is a guy with 12 home runs, and the Twins people will tell you, I think they said 9 of his 12 have gone to left field.
That's a Hall of Famer swing there.
Yes,
he's got a
is.
few years remaining to play in baseball, but quite a few years. But wow, what a swing.
Well, the Twins have him under contract through 2010. So things will heat up probably at some point this offseason or maybe next year. And you can only imagine what kind of contract Joe Mauer is going to get, whether it's from the Twins or somebody else. But if you can find a better all-around player in baseball, I mean, we're talking the whole deal here. Is an important position, catcher, and a good catcher, and he's young.
Well, we've seen him handle the pitching staff, but we also saw him throw out Adam Kennedy with a perfect throw. Got up very quickly from behind the plate and laid one at second base.
1-2 to Morneau, and that's a line drive left field, a base hit. Matt Tolbert's being waved home. Denorfia's throw is a little offline, and it's an RBI single for Justin Morneau. He's got 4 hits and 2 RBIs in the ball game.
Same guy struck out 3 times last night.
That's why he's an MVP, huh?
Number 16, Jason Kubel.
Tough to keep a good hitter down.
Tailing fastball, but Gonzalez left it up about belt high, and Morneau, just like Mauer, going to the opposite field. Chris Denorfia in for Matt Holliday. Throw a little bit offline.
Still nobody out. Here's Kubel. Kubel fouls it back. 16 hits by the Twins. And what you hope hasn't happened, Ray, is this has been a Twins offense that has not scored a lot lately. But they are today. I hope they haven't woken up. The Twins had 5 hits in the 6th inning, 3 in the 7th, 3 more here in the 8th. On the infield fly rule is called by the umpires. So that's 1 out here in the 8th.
Like to see those high fly balls and the infield fly rule called and let it drop just to see if you can get somebody to run.
Run at your own risk, right?
That's it. Batter's out. The fielders run at their own risk, so maybe they'd run. Put themselves in a compromising situation.
Just to see what it feels like. Oh, it's 9-0, folks. I mean, 10-0.
10-0. You forgot.
I did.
Let's go back to last night.
But the infield fly rule seems to be called by any umpire, right? Doesn't matter.
Could be called by a pitcher or catcher
if they deem it a routine play.
And since the batter is automatically out,
yeah,
just see if they run. Why catch it? Let it drop on the soft grass. Just look around and see if he's there.
You know what? Out of 10 guys, how many do you think would take off and run? You'd get a couple.
Yeah. I mean,
no question about it.
First of all, it'd be a shock if the guy let it drop or dropped it.
That hit Joe Crede. And Joe Crede will tell you he doesn't need to get banged up anymore.
Ball ran up and in, and Crede tried to pull back and got it right on the left hand, and he's going to be checked by training staff and his manager and going to be replaced. They're not even going to waste any time. Get him out. Already got somebody to come in for him.
Well, it's good to see Aaron Cunningham at the ballpark. So Joe Creedy's going to leave. That's Alexi Casilla who's going to pinch run for Crede.
Running for Crede, number 25, Alexi.
Well, Crede missed some time earlier this week or over the weekend. He fouled the ball off his knee and then came back and fouled the ball off his lower leg. And from what Twins people said, the whole bottom of his leg was black and blue to the point where he couldn't play. But he was in there tonight. Now he gets hit in the hand. Michael Cuddyer is the hitter. Cuddyer is 1 for 4. He's got a single. He also reached on a fielder's choice. Scored a couple of runs in the game. Gonzalez drops down a little bit, gets a strike. So the bases are loaded, and there's 1 out here in the 8th. Mauer, Morneau, and Casilla are the runners. Cuddyer goes after that breaking pitch and is just able to stay alive. Well, a 10-0 game, bases loaded. A chance to pick up a couple of RBIs.
Expand your strike zone from the top of your head to the ground. Wally Bill last night, you could have also gone 6 inches outside and 6 inches inside.
You've been tough on Wally the last couple of days.
I mean, he admitted he was bad last night. He said, I had everybody yelling at me, so must not have been very good. It's one of those nights. He's got 3 days before he has to go back behind the plate and call balls and strikes.
Nice block by Kurt Suzuki. Count even at 2-2.
Nobody to back up Zook tonight. Edmund Powell is away, and we hope doing well. But Kurt Suzuki, he doesn't mind. I mean, he's a gamer. He's a Iron Man.
Swing and a miss. Got him with the breaking pitch. So Kadire chases again, and this time comes up empty. So 2 outs here in the 8th.
A hard breaking ball, and Kadire, who, like the ducks on the pond, trying to get them in, and forgot about the strike zone, forgot about taking pitches. He could have walked a couple of times, but kind of like that. 10-0. He's still upset because he had a bad at bat.
Yep.
That's basically, he knows he swung at some bad pitches.
Curveball, a strike on the inside corner to Brendan Harris. Harris has been tough on the A's tonight. And he hits a shot to Derek Barton, reaches down and grabs it. Side retired. A run for the Twins as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 10-0 Minnesota.
On Colorado Rockies, that's Matt's former team. It's Friday, June 26, 7:05 start. Stick around after the game and enjoy the post-game fireworks show brought to you by Dr. Costa Times and the Oakland Tribune. Tickets are on sale now. Call 877-493-BALL. That, I think, was the 3rd fireworks show of the season. Always great. So expect to see the folks out here for the final weekend of interleague play against the Colorado Rockies. So Friday, Saturday night. Friday, 7:05, 6:05 on Saturday, 1:05 the series finale.
Oh, the Rockies are hot. Colorado Rockies won again tonight. They have won 6 in a row.
Jim Tracy, new manager. Have they removed the interim part yet?
I don't know. Giambi, Suzuki, and Barton against Scott Baker. Baker on 3 pitches strikes out Jason Giambi. So that is 8 strikeouts for Scott Baker.
The catcher.
Well, it's got to be something that he's doing. The guys can't pick up the baseball because hit in the first inning by Adam Kennedy. A single, making a double. Rajai Davis and hanging a breaking ball in the 3rd, and that's it. Hit Kennedy, but Scott Baker is holding up his end of the bargain, especially pitching against the A's, a team that's won 7 in a row, haven't won 7.
Baker's pitched 7 innings twice this year and 8 1/3 once. He has been in charge tonight. He's retired now 12 in a row. Popped up behind 3rd. Matt Tolbert circles underneath it. He's got it, and that's the 2nd out. And you know, watching Baker,
First baseman, number 10, Derek Martin.
it doesn't necessarily look like he's doing anything special, but the control is there. And he's not walking people, getting ahead. And it's working, obviously, as Derek Barton steps in. Barton struck out in the third. And a fly ball in the fifth. And there's a first pitch strike. Strike two. Change up, 84 miles per hour, right on the outside corner. Not a lot you can do with that.
A little bit of difference tonight for Ron Gardenhire. Manager Rick Anderson, the pitching coach, is Anthony Swarzak had a 3-0 lead, lost it, and the A's won 4-3. It's been all Scott Baker tonight.
Curveball, foul territory. Tolbert near the mound, and be careful, Matt Tolbert. Well, it's good to see that he's okay, because you could really get hurt.
Oh, he could not find, and right there, goodbye. There's just no way. The only way he could have done it right there is look up, look down, and he fell down. Welcome to the Coliseum. Of course, he plays 81 games in a park that also has the bullpens in play or down the foul lines, but they're not behind the fences, so it's a little bit longer run for him to go down to the bullpen at the Metrodome.
Well, that's the thing here. I mean, you get a good head of steam going here. There's so much room.
Clay Wood was a great groundskeeper. We know he is, but you can't have that on a hydraulic. As soon as the guy runs down there, just push a button and it just goes straight down. Level ground. And
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, just drop it right down and then push a button. It goes back up to normal height.
And you know what? Occasionally in the visiting bullpen, maybe it malfunctions once in a while.
Right.
Hey, I don't know. 10 inches high, right? We learned that earlier.
That's what it looks like right there. And of course, the bullpen mounds are the same exact as the mound.
Barton drives one, center field and deep. But right there is Carlos Gomez. Ball kind of got up and died. So Barton is retired. And right now, Scott Baker and the Twins in charge, 10-0. Play shortstop for the A's here in the top of the 9th inning. Twins with a 10-0 lead. Edgar Gonzalez will face Delman Young, Carlos Gomez, Matt Tolbert. 9-1-2 in the Twins lineup. Remember, we'll be back again tomorrow night for Game 3 of this series. Dallas Braden and Francisco Liriano, pair of left-handers. 6:30 A's pregame live, 7 o'clock the ball game on Comcast Sportsnet California. Braden with a 5-5 record. Francisco Liriano has really struggled this year. 2-7 with an ERA over 6.
Scott Baker's not struggling.
Ooh.
Says about the Twins pitchers. Thinking back to Brad Radke when he pitched. The Twins pitchers always sit in the end of the dugout all by themselves. It's like they have a spot, regardless of whether they're home or on the road, in the dugout. But I think he sits near the bat rack.
I was going to say sit by the bat rack.
Yeah. Tonight it's worked out well because his teammates have given a lot of run support, but he has done an outstanding job. Kind of looked like he wanted somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Looked around.
It's not like he's got a no-hitter going.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got 2 hits off, right? It's not a no-hitter. Would it be great if he just slid over? Hey!
What about me? Let me join the party.
Hanahan charges, gets the big hop. Delman Young is retired. Well, coming up tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area, it's Sportsnet Central. They'll have recaps from our game here and the Giants game in Arizona. Also complete MLB draft coverage, NBA Finals Game 3, Stanley Cup Finals Game 6. Did the Red Wings finish it off? Join Matt Morrison and Damon Andrews again tonight at 10:30 over on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Well, we can tell you there will be a hockey game on Thursday night. How about that? Or Friday night, I'm sorry. There will be a hockey game on Friday.
Who's playing in the Stanley Cup?
It's
Detroit?
the Detroit Red Wings and the Pittsburgh Penguins.
It's going to Game 7.
Yeah. And we can tell you the NBA Finals that the Lakers will not be able to wrap it up. Game 4. What's that time?
But you said it's 2-3-2 in the NBA. So
it is 2-3-2, yeah, which I was surprised when I saw that.
But if the Magic wins one of the next 2, the Lakers have a chance to do it at home.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson will be down on the court side. And
he won't be the only one.
saying it doesn't get any better than this.
So Gomez strikes out. The A's pitchers have 9 strikeouts tonight. That's the good news, but they have not been able to hold down the Twins. Twins with 16 hits in the ball game. Matt Tolbert is 1 for 5. And he rolls that one, and that is a fair ball. Picked up by Barton. So a nice inning for Edgar Gonzalez. 3 up, 3 down. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Hanahan, Davis, and Cabrera. A's trailing 10-0. California is brought to you by Cache Creek Splash of Cash. It's giving away $12,000 cash daily. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. All Twins tonight, they lead 10-0, and really the story now is will Scott Baker get the shutout? He has one shutout in his career. That was back in 2007. Has been extra stingy tonight. The A's with just 2 hits, and he has retired 14 consecutive batters. Last hit for the A's was in the 3rd inning. Hanahan behind in the count, 0-2, and we've said that a lot tonight with A's hitters behind in the count. That's one of the reasons Baker has a shutout.
Well, how about through 8 innings, 25 batters, 20 first pitch strikes?
Wow, that's good stuff.
He's continued here in the 9th inning.
Hanahan has a pair of ground outs, one to second and one to first. Off the plate to even the count at 2-2. .101 pitches now for Baker, so he's okay there.
Don't look at the bullpen because nobody's throwing, and don't expect him to. He doesn't want him to.
No. The most pitches Baker has thrown this year, 106. He's done that a couple times. Two and 2. And now full count. We have not had a lot of full counts from Baker. Hanahan keeps the. Going to make Baker work for this one a little bit.
Well, the goal for the A's is to get somebody out of the bullpen, get them loose, and bring them in. But I'd say this is a game that Ron Gardenhire would say it's yours. I don't care if you throw 120, 130, especially if a chance for a shutout. Be a major accomplishment. I think any time for a pitcher to be able to go the distance and not give up any runs.
Down the right field line, a little jam shot that's going to fall in for a hit. So Jack Hanahan, a leadoff hit here in the 9th. So that's good at bat for Hanahan.
Eight pitches, and Joe Nathan, the closer. I don't want to see him. He's pretty good, but tonight, in favor of the Twins. Last night, the A's were leading.
Rajai Davis has a hit tonight, a double. He's also struck out, so Rajai 1 for 2, and we're going to get some action down there. Always a tough call for a manager.
Well, the pitcher controls it. The way Baker has gone the first 8 innings, I think it would not be necessary to even call to the bullpen. But if he creates his own problem, own jam.
So the count is 2-0. Jesse Crain now starts to loosen up. 3-0.
Where were these pitches earlier in the game? It was a 1-0 game.
When we needed some base runners. there's a high strike call. Davis is ready to take his base.
Just the third at bat for Rajai Davis. Rajai's got some looks. That was a classic there.
Davis fouls it straight back. Full count. Cabrera in the on deck circle. Actually, I take that back. It's not Cabrera, it's Bobby Crosby.
Kennedy was raised to the double play in the first inning. Rajai Davis doubled, stole third with 2 outs. And then in the fourth inning, Kennedy hit by a pitch thrown out. So this is the only one left on by the Athletics tonight. Now they have a couple of them.
So that's the first walk. 111 pitches now for Scott Baker.
Yeah, Keith Lippman coaching first base tonight. It's kind of lonely down there for him all night. Kennedy was there briefly in the first and the fourth, and nobody was down to visit Keith Lippman or Todd Stevenson. Oh, that's right. Trick is at third base, coach. He actually gets to look to second base now because there's a runner there. So an uneventful evening for coaches for the Athletics.
Well, poor Keith, he's going to hear about it too, right?
But he shouldn't hear much. He's a good guy.
He is
good. He's developed a lot of the most all of the players you see in the big leagues right now for the A's. The youngsters have come up through the organization.
Want to know to Bobby Crosby.
Keith is actually in town for the draft. Eric Kubota, director of scouting for the A's, was up visiting with us. And so Eric Kubota and his scouting staff draft the players, sign the players, and give them the lip in the minor league system to develop them into major league players.
He's done good.
He's done a great job.
Right, I say Tommy Lasorda bleeds Dodger blue. Now, Keith Lippman may have a little green and gold.
Yeah.
39th year Keith Lippman has been with the Athletics.
And how about Steve Vucinich? He's clubhouse manager, equipment manager. Got in his jersey with his name on the back. Probably tell Vuce, get a frame for me. Like Moonlight Graham. And
yeah, he'll be taking that baby home.
Moonlight Graham and Field of Dreams. Just wanted that one at bat. Doc Graham.
It's a swing, says Chad Fairchild down at first. The count is even at 2-2.
Well, check the bat.
So Hanahan at second, Davis at first here in the bottom of the ninth. Up the middle, and that's going to be knocked down by Casilla. Rolls away from him, and the A's will have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Baker get a glove on it, boy, because it seemed like it's going up the middle for a base hit easily in the center field, but slowed down. They have called the bullpen.
So it is a hit for Crosby. So Scott Baker gets into the ninth inning, gives up a couple of hits and a walk. He will leave with the bases loaded, but an outstanding pitching performance by Scott Baker from the Twins. So we'll be back. A's with them loaded here in the bottom of the ninth. leaves with the bases loaded here in the 9th inning.
No, hit the top of the mound, slowed it down, and you can see it looked like he's going to be able to move. What a think Crosby trying to flip the ball without using his hand. See him kind of backhand ball in his glove, trying to flip it to his shortstop. So I got 3 on, give him 3 earners at least.
Yeah. Jesse Crane is the new pitcher. Left center, and that's going to get down for a base hit. 2 runs are going to score, and the A's are on the board here in the bottom of the 9th. Adam Kennedy with a 2-run single.
How about a no decision for him?
I was going to say it. The headlines tomorrow, the greatest comeback of all time.
Well, first pitch fastball by Crane. First pitch hitting by Adam Kennedy, and Rajay Davis read it perfectly. Hanahan at third. He's kind of holding up. Make sure, which is his job, but then better hurry because here comes Rajay right behind him. Look at Rajay run. That's fun to watch.
So Jack Cuss steps in. 10-2 is the score. Crosby at second, Kennedy at first. Cuss deep to right. It is foul.
Jeez. Wow.
That was loud and long, but unfortunately it was foul.
If it hit the foul pole, it might have knocked it down. Again, a bugger whip. Just a little bit. Try to. Oh, that close. Wonder if Jesse Crane starts throwing anything but a fastball.
One and one now to Cust.
Now that kind of a swing will convince you to throw something else besides a fastball. Threw a curve, 22nd appearance. Throws hard, as we have seen.
So 1-2 now to Cust. So the A's came into this inning with 2 hits in the game. They've had 3 in this inning alone. Chris Denorfia is in the on-deck circle. Well, the best thing you can shoot for, try to get the tying run to the plate and then go from there. I know we're asking a lot, but you never know. Now it's 3-2. So 97, but out of the strike zone.
Twins have to get 3 more outs before they can win. So
Yes.
not a time limit on this game.
You are correct.
The A's can come back if they can keep getting hits. No 24-second clock.
And breaking pitch missed inside. Oh, that was close. Wow.
That's a great take by Jack Cuss. Get a 3-2 hook. And Jack started, held up his swing.
Number 19, Chris Denorfia.
Most guys would have been sitting back in the dugout. You got an 8-run lead, and you're throwing a curveball trying to get a hitter to swing at a pitch, a bad pitch in this case. Off the plate inside, and that's great discipline by Jack Cust.
So here's Denorfia. Just brought back to the big leagues today. Little pop-up down the right field line, and it's foul. Couldn't have been more than, what, maybe 6 inches?
I don't know, at least 2 feet, because it doesn't matter whether it's 1 inch. Ball's on that right side of the line, unfortunately. That angle, about 6 inches, maybe. Hey, Whitter's going to have to start putting the chalk a little bit farther to the right. That foul line a little bit wider.
Man. So 0-1 to Denorfia. Strike 2, big overhand curve from Jesse Crane. Jose Majerus starts to loosen up, the left-hander.
How long Joe Nathan will be in?
That's our goal.
That's it.
0-2 to Denorfia. Just got a piece of that one, and it got Joe Mauer.
Good fastball, good swing, and he got him in the hand, which is why he took his glove off, his mitt off, because he got his thumb. It does happen.
Well, that breaking pitch didn't do much, so it's 1-2. Crosby's at third, Kennedy at second, Cust at first. Bounced. Casilla, he dropped it. Can't pick it up. Everybody's safe. It's going to be an error. So Casilla, I think he was thinking about going to second instead of just getting the sure out at first.
RBI for Denorfia. Cannot assume a double play, although he was thinking, but as he turned and stepped on it, and then the better thing that could have happened is throwing the ball in the dugout. I mean, if he's going to make that quick throw, might as well throw it bad. So Jesse Crane comes in, and they 10-0 lead, and has to leave. That's not good.
That's not good. So it's a 10-3 game. There's still nobody out. Crane out and Majerus in. So that's the pitching change. Jason Giambi is the hitter. We'll be back. Jason Giambi steps in. It's a 10-3 game. The bases are loaded, nobody out. Jose Majerus, the left-hander, comes in. And first pitch slider, a strike to Giambi.
They showed the Yankees those 3 consecutive walk-off wins. I think Twins have to be a little snake bit, especially on the road, and wondering if any lead is safe.
Strike 2. So quickly 0-2 to Giambi, who's 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Maharis came up to the big leagues in September of last year and pitched very well for the Twins. Comes in a tough spot, bases loaded, nobody out. Curve, and Jason Giambi went around, tried to hold up, couldn't do it. So Giambi is 0 for 4, and that's 1 out here in the 9th.
That's a last ditch effort to try to make contact, just to foul off. Breaking ball did not break as sharply away from it. 20th appearance for Maharis, trying to close it out.
Kurt Suzuki steps in. Kurt is looking for his first hit tonight. Struck out in the 2nd, grounded to short in the 5th, and popped out to 3rd in foul territory. That was in the 8th. The A's are indeed rallying here. 3 runs in, but they need a lot more. Two and 0.
If Giambi comes up again, the A's are in good shape. So that's what the folks with the rally caps on hoping for. Well, Grady's over here hoping. He doesn't have anywhere to go.
Grady wants this baby to go 13 innings. Outside corner call to strike.
They're just watching Joe Mauer behind the plate. Scott Baker, of course, threw to him for 8 innings plus. But Joe Mauer is very good about bringing everything into the strike zone. It's just on the corner. It always kind of brings it in, not really framing it like the old time, but does a good job keeping it in there. That time, one of those blocks that just throw your body and hope it hits someplace. You got some help. But there's a technique in catching the ball and keeping it in the strike zone, or taking one that's close and making sure it's in the strike zone where it can be called a strike, instead of seeing so many taking pitches away from the pitcher.
3-1 to Suzuki. High, walked in a row. 10-4. That's the 3rd walk in the inning.
And the 3rd time Rick Anderson's been on the phone.
First baseman, number 10, Larry.
Joe Nathan, get up.
Yep.
Somewhere behind all those clothes, sweatshirts.
Big Joe, he's in there somewhere.
That's it. He said, "You got to be kidding me."
He probably wasn't planning on this tonight. Joe probably started thinking about post-game meal.
3 layers of tea or sweatshirts on.
All right, you get 2 more guys on base, and you will have got the tying run to the plate.
I know. Derek Barton just fortunately got out of the way of a ball that, similar last night, Aaron Cunningham actually hit him. So Rick Anderson has to be wondering. The pitcher goes 8 innings. He gives up absolutely nothing. 2 hits. And here they are bringing in a couple of relievers and the closers listening in the bullpen.
Inside, Mars misses again. 2-0. A visit from the pitching coach.
And immediately Mars said, I'll do better. I promise I will do better.
I can throw strikes.
Rick Anderson's good, and that's what he's having to deal with, and especially when that young man, Scott Baker, made it look so easy for 8 innings.
Well, Derek Barton is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Barton, a strikeout and a pair of fly ball outs. There's a strike. 2-1. Cuss, Denorfia, and Suzuki are your runners. Looks like the A's have had the bases loaded pretty much the entire inning. Now it's 2-2. And started with a Hanahan hit, a Davis walk, and a Crosby hit, and that's when it indeed started with the bases loaded. Jack Hanahan is in the on-deck circle. Inside, full count.
Fastball is supposed to be away, almost hit Derek Barton.
In the dirt, he walked in another run. Cuss comes in to score. It's 10-5.
Well, believe it or not, it is a save situation. Tying runs the on-deck circle.
That's right.
That would be 3 + 1 + 1. And Joe Nathan comes in.
So it's getting very interesting in the bottom of the 9th. A's 5.
And is that young man thinking,
yes,
I'm going to get a no decision? Is Scott Baker thinking a no decision after a 10-0 lead?
Yeah, he has to be.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
the closer comes in. Joe Nathan, 11 for 13 and save situation. All you have to do is have the tying run in the on-deck circle, and it is a save, even though a 5-run lead. But bases are loaded, and the hitter at the plate, and the on-deck hitter is the tying run.
So Nathan to face Jack Hanahan. First pitch, a strike on the outside corner. So the A's have scored 5 times. They've done it on 3 hits, 4 walks, and 1 error by the Twins. The only out that's been made, a Giambi strikeout. Swing and a miss. Swinging a pitch out of the strike zone. It's 0-2. Hanahan started this inning with the base hit to right field. It's torture for Scott Baker. High fastball, swing and a miss. So on 3 pitches, Jack Hanahan strikes out. A couple of those pitches were out of the strike zone. 2 outs.
Well, very impressive for Joe Nathan to come in, and maybe I know Dennis Eckersley for many years, the Hall of Fame closer for the A's, and the ups and downs of a closer, and you figure how the game is going, and you figure there's no way I'm going to get in the game. This is 10-0, and so you kind of have to keep even keeled, level frame of mind to be able to say, well, you never know. Game of baseball, you may get a chance to get in, and that's the case right now for Nathan.
So here's Rajai Davis. First pitch to Davis, a late call strike by Marty Foster.
Didn't have to be.
Davis walked and scored earlier this inning. He also doubled in the 3rd. Swing and a miss. So Joe Nathan has thrown 5 pitches, and they've all been strikes. Long look by Nathan. 0-2 to Davis. Reach for down the first base line, but it's going to drop foul.
I would have scored 3 in the tying run at the plate.
Bobby Crosby is the on-deck hitter. Another 0-2, Nathan to Davis. High fastball, swing and a miss, struck him out. So that's the ball game. So the A's indeed made it interesting in the bottom of the 9th. They scored 5 times, but the deficit was too much to overcome, and Scott Baker gets his 4th win of the year. Ends up giving up 3 runs in 8+ innings. He was very good. So the A's 7-game winning streak comes to an end tonight. The Twins take game 2 of